Well, the race to pick a Democratic presidential candidate is already underway. Almost every major Democrat in the world has joined it already, several thousand, it looks like. But any Democrat who's been around longer than about 5 years has a major problem to confront. The party has changed so much since then that what do you say about the things you've said before? They're totally out of step. Apologies are in order. In other words, Joe Biden recently apologized for supporting laws against crime.
I know we haven't always gotten things right. That Barack and I finally reduced the disparity in sentencing, which we've been fighting to eliminate, in crack cocaine versus powder cocaine. It was a big mistake when it was made. We were told by the experts that crack, you never go back. It was somehow fundamentally different. It's not different. But it's trapped an entire generation.
Joe Biden, suddenly an expert on crack. He believed the experts when his knowledge of crack he already had. He just needed to mine his personal knowledge of crack. By the way, that was speaking at Al Sharpton's group. You can't make this moment up. Meanwhile, Kirsten Gillibrand, senator of New York, was a moderate. She once supported the existence of borders. Now she's atoning for that support. Watch.
Well, I don't think it was driven from my heart. I was callous to the suffering of families who want to be with their loved ones, people who want to be reunited with their families. I really regretted that I didn't look beyond my district and talk about why this is an important part of the United States story.
Dana Perino, the most beloved person at Fox News, obviously the host of the Daily Briefing when Dana Perino joins us today. So, Dana, if I'm giving advice to the Democratic Party, not that they want it or that I want to give it, but if I were, I would say, wait a second, revolutions end at a certain point. So there's no reason disavowing something you'll ultimately embrace, like a support for law or borders. Maybe slow down a little bit. Is there any market for someone who says, yeah, I thought it, I still think it?
No, this is like if you're playing Monopoly, it is, you cannot you go straight to jail, basically, right. If you have any of these other things. Enough. Do not pass go, do not pick up $200. The ticket to the starting gate is an apology for things you've held in the past. Kamala Harris hasn't quite apologized for her criminal justice background, but she did say that she was sorry that her staff had done those things, right? So she's inching up towards it.
She apologized for her staff. That's close enough.
And then, somebody that hasn't actually declared yet is Mike Bloomberg. He's kind of the only one who has not apologized yet. He's still standing up for his positions on things like stop and frisk in New York City that he thinks helped make this city safer. And so I think you're going to continue to see this, but I think that a lot of this activity and attention on the early primary is really interesting, right? But it's masking some problems that the Republicans have, and they better pay attention to, because the energy is there on the left, and so they've got to focus on it, in particular on the economic message. The Democrats are formulating a pushback against the Trump economy, which would seem to be his strongest point for re-election, but they're going to try to make it his Achilles heel.
I agree with that completely. Economic populism, whether you like it or not, is the future. So it's not a question, are we going to get it? We're going to get it. The question is, will it be really destructive, radical, and crazy, or will it be something that actually helps the country? Give me your quick, I'm interested, particularly from you, in your view of what's going to happen to the State of the Union address next week. Where's it going to take place?
Well, I wish that I had been on last week, because on Tuesday last week, I thought, I wonder what's going to happen. I bet she has the power to invite or disinvite, and if the government is shut down, it seems weird to me to have a State of the Union when the government is shut down. And I do think that he should have said to her, okay, I'll come and give a State of the Union address when the government is reopened. We'll do that. We'll revisit that, because he could always do that. That doesn't have to be on the 29th of January. He could have held her to that. But she has all the leverage right now. Roy Blunt earlier today on my show said that it used to be a couple weeks ago that both parties thought they were winning. Now both parties think they are losing. But if you look at the polling that came out today, it is President Trump that is continuing to take water on this. So I don't think the State of the Union address, obviously it's not going to happen next Tuesday. I hope that it happens at some point, because it's a nice American tradition. Greg Gutfeld, my colleague, totally disagrees. He does not want to go to D.C. He does not want to see the speech. But I do think that the President of the United States, he can give a speech anytime, anywhere. He has the power and the trappings of the office that give him that ability.
No, that's exactly right. He is a portable State of the Union available to him. That's exactly right. Dana Perino, you are always welcome in Washington, State of the Union or not. Great to see you.
Thank you. Bye.
Well, here's an interesting fact. Since voter fraud does not exist, and we